Hi everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of May 2019. I do hope that this video finds you well and that you're doing great. I do have a few announcements before we begin the actual reading. First of all, I am going to begin doing love readings. You can expect those to come out towards the middle of the month. I am really excited to do those. I actually did a poll asking what sort of mid-monthly readings you were all interested in, and overwhelmingly it came back as love readings, which isn't super surprising. So you can expect those in about 2 weeks. I also have all the astrological information that I will use for this reading in a blog post down below. You can find that in the description box. I will be referencing some of that, but just kind of tuning into the pre-energy read. I'm not sure how thorough we're going to be able to get into the astrological component because there's a lot of energy that's coming up for Scorpio that I feel like it needs to be addressed. Before we actually begin the reading, I do like to just disclaim that these are general readings, meaning that not all the messages that come forward are meant for you. Some of the messages will come in the reverse, meaning energy that comes in as a third party might be your own, or vice versa. If you're cross-watching for a Scorpio, you're most likely going to be coming across as the third party. I do also have all the other signs, so if this video doesn't resonate, you are more than welcome to check out your sun, moon, or rising sign. You can find that in the May playlist. And of course, there are just so many amazing YouTubers who do readings as well, and you can find one that resonates. If I'm not picking up on your energy, someone else probably will. So just search around, hunt around a little bit. Of course, if you're here, I am confident that there is at least something here. Even if the whole reading isn't for you, there are still messages in here that are going to benefit you. And it might even be for someone else. Sometimes we get these messages and they're not even meant for our own life, but it's something that we're meant to share with someone else regardless of what their zodiac sign is. So just good things to be aware of. Now let's kind of get into the energy here because it's very, you're going through a lot. And for those of you who don't know, I determine the order of my videos by pulling cards. And I was pulling the energy, kind of tuning into the energy. Who am I supposed to work with next? And you actually came out as the Tower, which is very interesting because this is Mars energy. This could potentially be Aries, but since I already did Aries, I knew it was Scorpio. This came out in a stack. Actually, there were several cards that came out for you. After that, it came out with the Devil, the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the Death card. This is more traditionally a Scorpio card, as would be the King of Cups. So it's interesting that you had two cards that came out that indicate you. But that is telling me right here that both of these energies are more than just indicating your sign. I feel like you really are going through some really intense and dramatic shifts in your life. And if that hasn't happened, it might be something that is coming. This might be a warning. And obviously with this pre-energy, it's not going to apply to the whole collective, but it usually does color the reading, I do find. So if you're going through a lot of changes, this is definitely the reading for you. And it seems like, just like, I don't even know. I want to be honest. Like, I don't sugarcoat things in my readings. I have given hard readings in the past, and I know it's not always appreciated. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm not trying to bring you down. This is all for the sake of you being able to take agency over your own life, to take this knowledge, to take these messages, and to figure out what is the best course of action for you to take. It's not my job as a reader to fix your life. It's just letting you know what's going on, and I can definitely give you some advice to help you, but a tarot reading isn't going to tell you, or isn't going to make your life better. That's up to you. And I feel like Scorpio is actually pretty, you understand that more than the other signs, I think. You're much more aware. You're very good with taking agency and going through hard situations, but I just want to say that because you are going through a very big transformation. There's this big falling out with this Tower card here. I do love this tarot deck, but the art for the Tower actually made me a little bit nervous because, interestingly enough, the Tower is one of my favorite cards in tarot. Traditionally, the Tower is depicted as falling apart, but in this deck we actually see that the lightning that has struck the Tower hasn't destroyed the Tower itself. It threw out the person who is inside of it. This Tower has no windows or doors at the bottom, so it was almost like a prison, but at the same time it was safe from the world. It was very much a comfort zone, a very mental place. It was almost an illusion. So whatever it is that you're losing, whatever it was that has been lost, and it seems like it made you very, very happy, and this is a very painful separation or breakdown. It does seem like, I gotta say, there was a little bit of delusion that was associated with this, and you build something on false foundations, on something that just wasn't practical or something that wasn't attainable, and you're now being thrown out of that and being asked to create new foundations and to start over. With this Devil card, this does tell me that there has been kind of a pattern here as well. This has been something that has been pretty weighty, and it's not been an easy transformation. It's not been, what you've been going through has definitely been very hard. It's pushing you, and it's you're falling into old patterns, old behaviors that you're having a very hard time breaking free from whatever this cycle is, because it does feel like a cycle. I'm getting that sense with the Devil and also the Death card here, kind of a life cycle that keeps repeating. And it's like a big falling away. It does feel like this isn't. I think the silver lining with this is the mask. You know, he's still wearing his mask, but he's been thrown from this situation. It's his choice now, this person who has fallen from this tower, if he's going to take the illusion down, if he's going to finally see things the way they are actually manifested, or if he's going to just keep living with this mask, keep living in delusion. You do have the ability to choose. And it's like the universe has really been pushing you to change something, to do something, and it honestly seems like you're just not doing it for some reason, or you've been afraid to do it. And you might have felt controlled, you might have felt like you couldn't with this Devil card. With the Seven of Wands, it might feel like the world is against you, or you're facing a lot of opposition, there's not a lot of union, and it's almost like coming at you from all angles, and you're just here defending yourself with this one stick, and you have all of this opposition coming up. It's it's definitely an ego battle. There's a lot of power struggle here as well, and that makes sense because astrologically we do have Saturn and Pluto, your ruling planet, going retrograde in Capricorn. That actually happened in April, and that is going to be squaring off with Mercury in the first part of the month, actually May 1st, and that's going to be in Aries. So there's going to be a very big power struggle, especially with the work that you're doing for some of you. I do also feel like with Mars sextiling, or I'm sorry, Mercury sextiling Mars in Gemini on the same day, there's a lot of stuff happening with Mercury. So there's a lot of intense communication that's going to be starting off May. And maybe that's what all of this breakdown is, or this tower moment is. It seems like it's going to be a big opportunity to advocate for yourself, to communicate something, to fight for something, to stand up for what you believe in, to finally express yourself. And I feel like that's coming up as very important for you, just with all of this heavy energy. It feels like, with this Ten of Cups in reverse, I hate seeing this because this is really a nasty breakdown. This isn't good. Like, whatever has happened, it's really painful, and you're losing. It's almost like whatever this was, this togetherness, this union, this family, whatever it was, I hate to say it, it was a little delusional. There was a little, it almost feels like you were deceiving yourself. And that could be recently, that could be in the distant past. It'll become clearer once we begin the actual reading. This is all just the pre-energy, like it's almost 10 minutes in and we haven't even begun your actual reading. But with this Death card, this is the need to let go of something, the need to let go of the old. There is some way of being. It feels like a way of being. It doesn't even feel like a specific person. This just feels like you need to shed something. because you're holding yourself back. You're actually killing the rest of you by holding on to this dead or stagnant energy. It's like you need to deadhead a flower so it can grow and take the plant can heal itself and become bigger and stronger. There's still something that needs to be cleared for you. I do want to say that some of you may be dealing with another Scorpio that is a potential. Some of you may be dealing with an Aries, and some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn. Those are kind of the energies that are showing up here, but it's very big. You know, if you do have those signs in your life, it seems like you're having a lot of tension and a lot of breakdown, and you're being asked to really reevaluate these relationships, or really reevaluate your approach to things. Yeah, I feel like I should just start looking into your actual reading. If you are curious to see or hear more about the astrological forecast or just my notes for that, I do have the blog post down below. So again, you are welcome to take a peek at that. It can also just help you kind of figure out a time frame and figure out what dates might be good to have certain conversations. Is a potential there as well. I'm just going to set the space, set an intention, just going to clear my mind really quick because that was pretty intense. I am actually burning some sage for you too, so I hope you feel that cleansing. I'm being told to shuffle for you 4 times. We're going to see what all of that energy is about, if that's something that's more from the distant past, or if that's something that's coming and to be aware of. What are the general messages for Scorpio for May 2019? What are the general messages for Scorpio for May 2019? Okay, so we do have this Ace of Pentacles, which is nice to see. 10 of Cups in reverse showed up again. And this 10 of Wands is also here. So, this is the energy coming into May. This is actually what you've already experienced in April, potentially earlier, but it does feel like more the second half of April. This is kind of where everything is going. You did have some new stability or some sort of offer that was given to you. This could potentially be involving work, home, potentially a romantic partner if it's someone you are really looking to have a future with. There may have been an offer there or some sort of next level stability. But with this 10 of Cups in the reverse, this is in the emotional position. There is still a lot of heartache. There is still a lot of falling down, breaking down, and dysfunction that is happening. It could be happening in existing relationships. There could be breakups that are going on for some of you. It could be in the family, people you're very close with. It just seems like there's this lack of harmony, this lack of togetherness, and it's really weighing you down. With this 10 of Wands here, you're definitely carrying a heavy burden, Scorpio, and it's weighing on your mental acuity. You're not thinking clearly, I don't think. And it's almost like that's why some of this has to be stripped away from you. It's because you're carrying too much stuff. There's too many burdens you're holding on to. And it's like, ooh. I got like a pretty strong message. And I almost don't want to say it, but I feel like because it's coming through, I should. Scorpio, right now in your life, a lot of you are like a little kid asking for a puppy. You really want this 10 of Cups. You really think you want this togetherness, this home, this family, this comfort, this connection. But the universe is showing you you're not ready for that. You're not able to deal with that yet. It's like you're pleading with the universe. You're giving it these sad eyes, being like, please, please give me this thing. Give me this thing that I want so badly. And the universe is like, not yet. Not yet. You're not ready. There's some things that need to be cleared. You're holding on to something. You're holding on to too many things. You need to let some things go. You're trying to do too much. And there are definitely some promising things in your life right now. It's not like there's nothing good happening for you. There's definitely some good things that happen for you in April, some good solid beginnings, especially with work or with home. But there's just so much emotional weight. It's like this was happening before in one of your other readings too. This has kind of been a theme for you, Scorpio, I have to say. Your physical life is looking pretty good. Like to the outside observer, they would say, wow, this person must be doing really well. They have a new beginning, they have a fresh start here. This is great. But inside, you're still really heartbroken. And there's a lot of lack of unity in your inner circles. And you are carrying a tremendous, tremendous burden. And this is how we're entering into May. I'm curious what the animals have to say. Yeah, lion. This is all about striking the balance between needing connection and needing time for yourself. Lion definitely rules over the pack. They're the king of the jungle, the king of the pride. And sometimes they come across as a bit distant or aloof because they seem so powerful, so contained. This is honestly very Scorpio card. I know this is a Leo card for sure, a Leo energy. But when you come across so strong, when you seem so capable, that's what makes it so other people don't see this. They don't see your pain. They don't see your struggle. They don't see the weight you're carrying. You and people are putting this on you too in communication. They're giving you more weight, and you're not dealing with your own stuff, or you're not able to deal with your own stuff. You haven't had the chance to heal still from whatever this brokenness is. And I feel like you need to surround yourself with people who see the real you. You know, your real pride, your real, the people who are truly close to you, who see beyond that veneer that everyone else sees. And there's also a need to meditate, to be quiet, to pull away from noise. Just, you know, sitting out in the sun. That's how I see this lion, just sitting on the rock in the sun, basking in the sunlight. Sun gazing might be something that's very, very healing for some of you. If you're feeling just so overwhelmed, if this is resonating for you so far, lion may be a good message for you, to meditate and to get out in the sun and to let the solar energy heal you. It's a very powerful cleansing energy when you tap into it. Most of us don't even do that. So that's something to be mindful of. I'm now taking a closer peek at what is going to be happening for you in the first half of May, and it's actually looking better. I'll just start off here. We have this Two of Wands, the Seven of Cups in reverse, and we have the Chariot card. Aha. So, it seems like with this this Two of Wands here, some of you are going to be looking out, trying to figure out what it is you're doing in the long term, especially relative to work and home. This is kind of the day-to-day life, this position. And I see that you're really looking and trying to figure out where you're going next, expanding your horizons, looking into new avenues. You might be trying to look at things from a different angle or a different perspective up here on this tower. And it's like, whatever it is that happened, I actually feel like your energy is pretty good. It's like, well, all of this is gone. I had that happened. I can't go back there. So where am I supposed to go now? Like, where do I go forward from here? And this also makes a lot of sense because Jupiter went retrograde in Sagittarius last month, and it'll be doing that until August. So it's going to be a lot of forward thinking for most of us, a lot of planning, long-term goals, where are things going? And I feel like you're definitely ruling out some things. You're kind of reprioritizing with the Seven of Cups in reverse. Again, this was kind of upright. This is kind of a state of delusion, and I feel like some of you were very up in your head. There was something, there was just too many things. And I think by the beginning of May, you're going to really be realizing or coming to terms with what's actually realistic for you, what you really need to focus on right now. And I actually feel like that will be very helpful for you. It might not be easy, but it actually does feel like you are freeing yourself in a very big way, especially with this Chariot card here. You are really focused on moving forward, on going forward. You may be in communication with a Cancer as well, but I see this more as you being driven and determined. And it's like now that you've almost cleared out this weird energy, this vacuous, these almost demons in a way. You did have the Devil card that showed up. Maybe you are clearing out some stagnant or negative energy as well. To be totally honest with you, I know that's very metaphysical, but it seems like whatever it is that's weighing you down, you are finally letting that go in the beginning of May, and you are going forward. And again, you know, these time frames are relative. This is a general reading, so it may not fall. Don't look at it like a schedule. It might just be better to think of this as a progression of the current energy, the current trajectory you are on, which you can change. But overall, it actually does look like most of you are in a pretty good trajectory. You're thinking forward, you're looking forward, you're not stuck in the past, you're not stuck in this disharmony that was going on. And you are really trying to. You're realizing what you have felt all along, is a message I get with this card. Something you might not have even been aware of. You're coming into this awareness with this feeling, and you're going towards it very strongly. You might be having a very passionate conversation or communication. And again, you know, the May 1st, tomorrow, is going to really kick that off, I think, for a lot of you. I do also see, however, before you go forward, there is still this need to be sure you're in balance, to make sure the wheels are aligned, that your alignment isn't off, because once you start going, you're going to be on a very fast trajectory, and we have this light and dark, keeping those two forces in balance, keeping your emotions in balance, and I feel like if you can do this, you are headed in a very beautiful direction, my friends. You're definitely moving past, you're moving beyond, and you're starting over. Yeah, wow. We have two cards that came out for you, and they're we have the Cosmic Egg, which is a very big card. This represents the crown chakra, so it's definitely going to be a spiritual time for you. A big breakthrough is what it feels like, and that's kind of what the Seven of Cups in reverse felt like too. That you're stepping out of this delusion, and this card can show up when you have been on this really arduous journey or path, and it feels like you're never going to reach your goals, you're never going to attain them, and you have just been working so diligently and so hard, and you're going to have just this flash or this moment of interconnectedness, this moment of reward of what you've been seeking, and it's going to come through very strongly. I feel like, yeah, it finally feels like a break. You and Capricorn have both been having really intense reads. It's almost like you're having a competition with who's going through the most right now. And I feel like you are finally having a breakthrough. You're finally having a moment to catch your breath at the start of May. With this Nightingale card, it does seem like, again, there is this need to express yourself, to speak from the heart. Someone might be doing this for you, or you might be doing this for someone. It's very much a good time to get to do poetry or music. Music is very healing with this card. Sound healing might actually be very beneficial for some of you. I just see this as any form of creative expression is going to be very, very beneficial to you. There's someone who, or perhaps you, who haven't been speaking from the heart. And it's time to step into that now and to really go forward with what it is you really want, especially with this Chariot. You're blocking yourself off. And I really feel like whatever it is that's been blocking you, it may seem like a relationship, it may seem like your family, it may seem like work, it may seem like whatever. It's actually you. And I know that's kind of like a heavy hitting thing to say, but it really is you. It's a pattern you're in. This is a pattern you have had all your life. Let's be real. And you have the ability to change that by expressing it. Your words can transmute a situation. And you're coming into a lot of power at the beginning of May, so don't squander this. I'm sorry if that's like if that seems like kind of waving the finger at you, that's not how I meant it, but it almost feels like it needs to be forceful. Scorpio, don't squander this, because you have a lot of, you can move on from this. You can end a cycle. It is very much in your possibility. I'm going to now look at the future. Again, this is the current trajectory you are on. You are capable of transmuting it if it doesn't fit, or maybe this is what will happen if you do transmute this energy, if you do shed this cycle. I feel like a lot of you are shedding the cycle. Good. Interesting. So I have this Three of Cups here, which is beautiful. Reunion, connecting with friends, connecting with like-minded people, finding your people again, and just celebrating. I feel like you're going to have something beautiful to celebrate by the end of the month, especially if you've been working very hard on something. There is going to be a big payoff here. And I just, it feels, sigh of relief, God. This is just beautiful. This is achievable. This is something you can attain. You can have this celebration. You can have this Three of Cups, this rejoicing, this healing, this togetherness. It's possible. And it might not be the Ten of Cups you're hoping for, that you were so attached to. Maybe you were just so attached to something that you weren't actually allowing it to flow in. You have had so much resistance because you've been so afraid that it's not going to happen for you. And if you keep working hard, if you keep working diligently, something good is going to come. Your people are going to come. With this Justice card here, I do feel like you are going to be... There might potentially be a Libra that catches your attention, or you have some sort of relationship with a Libra that is advancing very nicely. I just feel like this is you... I actually feel like this is you making a head-over-heart decision. This is you... You're very clear, and emotionally, there's still going to be some... I don't feel like you're ever going to be 100% clear on something. Let me rephrase this. You're not going to feel 100% sure about what you're doing or if something is right. You kind of just have to aim for 70%, and you kind of just have to go for it. Make your claim, state your judgment, be very direct in the way you communicate, and just go all in. And that's kind of happening with that Chariot card as well. It's almost like... I do, however, feel like this is still a time where you need to make sure mentally you're in a good space before you actually go forward, because we do have this Hanged Man here. Don't get yourself... If you're stuck, if you find yourself stuck at the end of May, or even in June, or even beyond, however this all unfolds for you, however long it takes, you're not stuck. You seem stuck. It's a different perspective. You're seeing things from a new angle. There's a breakthrough that's coming in mentally. I feel like this is kind of like the cosmic egg. This is a card of new realizations, of spiritual enlightenments. You are having a lot of mental breakthrough, and it might not be something that can even be acted on yet. It might be something that requires time. There might be some patience, but you're going to have some sort of indication. There's going to be something. You're going to feel it towards the end of May. There's going to be some sort of healing or some sort of union that's happening that's very, very lovely. But you're still... It's almost like you're afraid to trust it. It's almost like you're holding yourself back. And I'm very curious to see what the animals have to say about this. What is the animal wisdom for this energy for Scorpio? Don't hold yourself back. With this Eagle card, this is stepping into the unknown. This is diving towards something brand new. When I think of the eagle, I think of the death spiral, the bald eagle mating ritual, where the two eagles will actually lock talons midair, and they will spiral down towards the earth as sort of a test of trust, and at the very last moment, they separate. And I do believe that some of the eagles actually die doing this mating ritual. They don't let go in time, and they crash together, or they injure themselves or something. But it's kind of like taking that free fall. It's trusting in the universe, because you're going to have a very big flash of insight in the beginning of May, and you are going to have to act on it. And don't... What I'm really feeling is that don't be afraid of this. Step into the unknown, step into uncertainty, and actually act in it. Don't just let it unfold. I actually feel like you need to be very clear. You need to be very... stake your claim. And you'll be moving into something very brand new and exciting. This will be the end of this cycle. You can end this. You are able to do this, and you are able to move into something amazing. This could potentially also indicate a very profound love. It's, you know, that person who's willing to die for you, who's willing to do the death spiral with you. You are Scorpio, after all. You need someone who's going to match your intensity. And wow, I just, but overwhelmingly, I feel like this is you moving with the universe. Especially after the spiritual insight you're having. You are very meditative, and it's time to step into the unknown. This hanged man is in your mind. It's in the mental position. You're not tied up. You're not as bound as you think you are. And maybe that's what you're realizing. Anyways, I am not getting any more messages for you for now. Sorry, Scorpio. I know that was a really big, heavy one. Don't shoot the messenger. I want to be honest with you. And I know this was a bit longer, but I feel like there was just so much energy that was coming through. It was very, very important that we got through all of this. So thank you for sticking to the end. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Definitely share this video. Comment down below what the hell is going on, because you've been really going through it this year, and I'm so curious to hear from you. And I think it's important to express yourself. This is coming up again. You know, share yourself in the comments. Start practicing this nightingale energy. If you'd like to book a private reading or to make a donation, I have all of my information down below. I also have an Instagram account where I post general pick a card readings and just single cards for the collective. If you're interested in that, it is _Waymaker. I have that information down below as well. Otherwise, I will see you next time, Scorpio. Bye.